sat in one corner, shivering and watching my husband take off his watch. A beating was inevitable. The unhealed wounds in my body continued to suffer the new wrath of my husband. He rolled up his sleeves and walked over with a smile. And I was so scared that I couldn't stand. I could only cover my head and close my eyes to endure. Hi, I'm Emma. You must be curious as to what happened. Please press the like button and subscribe to the LDA channel. I met Venn at a company party. We fell in love at first sight and quickly got married. Marrying a tycoon's husband should have been taken my life to a new level. But when the door to marriage opened, I fell into hell. Venn was a controlling and possessive type. Once, when he came to pick me up after work and saw me standing and talking with a male colleague, he immediately rushed to pull my hand and dragged me home without letting me have the chance to explain. He even gave me a painful slap.
You're married! How dare you flirt with another man?
It's not what you think.
I forbid you to touch or talk to any man other than me!
Venn's sharp gaze left me speechless. I could only lower my head. Venn didn't want me to interact with any man, so he locked me up in a mansion. Even more outrageous, I had to wear clothes that Venn arranged. He also meticulously controlled my diet to keep me in perfect shape. Not only that, all my activities were under his supervision. I always had a bodyguard with me when I wanted to go shopping. While at home, a nanny supervised me 24/7. My life was becoming more and more suffocating. Every time I attended a press conference with my husband, I was like a puppet in his hands. Venn played the role of a model husband, and I was a happy wife. That was how Venn became the perfect husband in the eyes of the public. One day, I found out I was pregnant. I rejoiced and hoped that he would change. At the same time, Venn came in drunk. I hurriedly helped my husband to bed. When I was loosening the buttons of his shirt, a lightning bolt from the window struck, startling me. And my husband also woke up, like a wild beast disturbed in his sleep. He angrily looked at me with red eyes. The look in his eyes immediately made me tremble with fear. Venn got up, took off his watch, rolled his sleeves, and walked over to me. Venn, Before I could say the words, Venn rushed over and squeezed my mouth. Another beating. I kept holding my stomach and begging. Please, don't! Venn! Before I could finish speaking, Venn repeatedly kicked me. When it was over, Venn lit a cigarette and leaned against the door while I clutched my stomach in pain. A dark brown liquid dripped all over my skirt and freaked me out. Venn found out and rushed me to the hospital. But I lost my baby. Seeing me crying in the hospital room, Venn felt no guilt whatsoever. He looked like nothing happened.
It's just an unformed baby. Here, take this and buy everything you like as compensation.
After saying that, he gave me a card. Then, calmly walked out. My hand clutched the card. In my head, I was deeply disappointed in Venn. I started planning to run away. When my husband went to work, I filled the bathtub with ice, soaked in for hours, and then ran out to the balcony to bask in the hot sun. Very quickly, my face got pale. I staggered down to the kitchen and pretended to faint. When the nanny saw this, she panicked, trying to shake me. She didn't call the bodyguard to call an ambulance. I was immediately taken to the hospital. The nanny was always beside me, and when she saw me opening my eyes, she rushed to help me up. Lady, I have informed Mr. Venn. He will be here soon. I was scared, but I fisted my hand, trying to calm down. I had to get out of here. I want to go to the bathroom. The nanny seemed to hesitate, but as soon as she saw me stubbornly getting out of bed, she had no choice but to help me. As we got to the bathroom, I chose a room with a small ventilation door. I dragged my tired body in, closed the door, and told the nanny outside to stand guard. I gently closed the toilet lid, trying to climb out of the window. I landed my tired and wounded body on the ground, tried to drag myself towards the main road, and caught a passing bus. I got on the bus, but I kept looking back for fear that the nanny would find out and chase after me. The bus suddenly stopped. I panicked and hid behind a seat, only daring to poke my upper face out to observe. But it turned out that it was only a passerby. She walked over to me and sat down. "You look exhausted." "I'm fine, thanks." The stranger looked at my body. "You have such a perfect figure." "Thanks, you too." "I try to work out with a strict diet to stay in shape. Maybe it's the same for you." "But I don't like this body at all." Noticing my awkward expression, Ellie immediately changed the subject.
"I just came back from an exhibition. My husband was supposed to come to pick me up, but he had urgent surgery, so he couldn't come."
"He must be a caring person."
"Yes, but he's so bland. I didn't realize it until I married him."
"Is your husband a doctor? Surely he will get many opportunities to go forward in the future."
"Yes, he's a plastic surgeon. His busy surgery schedule makes it very rare for me to see him at home."
"Then you must be sad."
"Not really, girl. I have many ways to fill my sadness. Men are just one of them."
I just smiled, nodded, and looked at the window. I had no idea what my next destination was. Suddenly, there was a scream on the bus. I turned to the front, and suddenly, the headlights of the opposite car were directly in my eyes. The bus shook, trying to avoid the truck that staggered on the road. Unfortunately, the bus crashed right into a freight car going the opposite direction. I didn't know how long it took me to wake up. I looked around and everyone was already unconscious. Then, touched my bloody face and looked at Ellie. I shook her body, terrified. "Hey, lady, wake up!" I put my hand to her heart and tried to feel a beat, but there was no response. I pulled my hand back, petrified. At the same time, my phone rang. It was Venn calling. I was so scared that I dropped the phone in my hand. The locator accidentally fell out. I picked it up, knowing that Venn wouldn't give up looking for me unless I no longer existed in his world. A thought flashed through my mind, and I looked over at Ellie. That's right, I decided to change my identity. I quickly put the phone in Ellie's pocket. At the same time, as police and ambulance sirens sounded, I smiled inside. But suddenly, everything around me caught fire. A loud bang made everything in front of me go dark. When I woke again in the hospital, I heard the doctor tell me my face got a 3rd-degree burn. Before I could grieve, a strange man appeared in front of my eyes. He worldly took my hand, his eyes filled with unshed tears.
Ellie, you're awake.
Ellie? Maybe this was Ellie's husband. I tried to get up but couldn't. My face hurt so bad that I cried out. I tried to touch my face with my hand but could only feel the rough bandage. Levi took my hand nervously.
Don't worry, Ellie. I'll restore your face.
I replied with a nod, then pointed in the corridor.
Do you want to go out?
Levi gently carried me to the wheelchair and pushed me out. And as soon as I reached the hallway, I heard Venn's yelling. Perhaps the psychological trauma Venn left me was too heavy. I shivered involuntarily. Levi weirdly thought I was cold, so he gently put the blanket over me and put his hand on my shoulder to reassure me. Before us, Venn angrily grabbed the doctor by the neck, trying to punch him. Fortunately, the bodyguard was able to stop it.
You must save my wife! We did our best, sir, but she died before being admitted to the hospital. No! Emma! You're not allowed to leave me!
He cried as if he had just lost his beloved wife. But in reality, he had lost his sandbag to vent his anger daily. I really couldn't stay here anymore. I grabbed Levi's hand. Levi understood, pushing me away. My body kept shaking as I passed Venn. Levi pushed me to the hospital's yard. He knelt and took my hand.
Don't worry, Ellie. I've arranged the earliest surgery schedule for you.
Looking at Levi's gentle eyes, I smiled and nodded. Soon, the surgery was very successful. The day Levi took off the bandages on my face, I was surprised to see the strange reflection in the mirror and couldn't help but feel emotional. Levi gently placed his hand on my cheek.
I'm sorry I left you alone.
To not reveal my identity, I pretended to have lost my memory. Who are you? As soon as I heard that, Levi froze, his hand on my cheek hanging loose. Levi quickly ran to find a doctor. After questions and tests, The doctor concluded that I had amnesia. Levy was shocked as he couldn't accept the truth. Levy looked at me, then ran over. As a natural reflex, I panicked and covered my head, but Levy just hugged me gently.
I'm sorry. It's all my fault. If I'd come to pick you up that day, things wouldn't have been like that.
After being discharged from the hospital, Levy took me to Disneyland to relax. We went to the Magic Kingdom Park. At the same time, the famous cartoon characters Mickey Mouse, Minnie, Pluto, and Goofy approached me and danced around me. It felt like I got lost in a fairy tale world. I played freely without noticing when Levy left. After that, Donald Duck appeared, wagging his butt and dancing. It looked so funny. I couldn't help but laugh. Donald Duck came forward and bowed to take my hand, then leaned his head down to kiss it. At the same time, other cartoon characters held confetti and fired at us. Donald Duck took off his hat, and it turned out to be Levy.
Ellie, even though you don't remember who I am, I have the confidence to make you fall in love with me again.
That night, we ate at Columbia Harbor House, and Levy graciously wiped my mouth with a tissue when I accidentally got food in my face. When I got to the hotel room, Levy thoughtfully held the water basin and gently massaged my feet. I felt safe and warm around a man for the first time, but I also knew these caring acts were for Ellie, not Emma. We returned home from the vacation to find Venn and the two bodyguards waiting at the door. Even though I had a different face, I was scared to the point of standing frozen. Venn aggressively walked over, grabbed my wrist, and pulled.
You were the one who sat with my wife on that bus, right?
Vann's fierce gaze made me unsteady, but Levy had managed to push Vann's hand away and caught me.
Please, control your actions towards my wife.
I was so scared that I just hid in Levy's arms, but Venn continued to look at me questioningly.
That body was not my wife's. She doesn't have a sunflower tattoo on her left breast.
Hearing this, I felt dead inside. My dark memory started to resurface. When I stepped down, I saw a heavily wounded old man lying on the floor, and Venn leisurely smoking a cigarette. I was so scared that I fell to the ground. It caught Venn's attention. He took a cigarette and approached me, holding my neck as he slowly pulled me up.
Look, this is what happens to a traitor.
Then, he pressed a burning cigarette to my chest. He ordered me to tattoo a sunflower over the burn to hide it.
And you should go to the police or detective to find your wife, not to find my wife.
But Venn didn't pay him any attention. He approached me.
Tell me what happened that day.
Fear and panic made me faint. When I woke up, I heard Levy and a woman arguing.
Levy, don't let love blind you. You know that Allie was having an affair behind your back. Yet, you still insist on keeping her here.
Helen, that's enough. I love Ellie and want to stay beside her at all costs. Besides, she's lost her memory. We can start over.
You've lost your mind, Levy.
Listening to Levy say, I couldn't help but feel sad. Levy's love for Ellie was too great, and I was robbing that love. I didn't want to lie to Levy anymore. Levy came in and saw that I was awake. He eagerly ran over.
Ellie, are you okay?
I didn't respond, shaking my head. Then I put my hand to my neck and slowly unbuttoned my shirt. Levy was surprised by my actions, shocked to see the sunflower tattoo on my left chest.
What is this?
Levy, I'm Emma.
So where's my wife?
Unfortunately, she passed away, so I switched identities with her.
Why did you do that?
I am Venn's wife, the man we met last night. I was a victim of domestic violence, so I ran away. I accidentally met Ellie on the bus, but the accident happened. Ellie, unfortunately, did not survive.
So you swapped places with my wife?
Levy held his head and cried. I knelt beside him. Levy, I was abused to the point of losing my child. I didn't feel the warmth of family until I met you. You let me feel love, warmth, and safety. But I know what I did was unforgivable. I will leave immediately if that is your wish. I stood up to leave when the doorbell rang, followed by pounding footsteps. Once again, Venn appeared in front of me. He rushed over and grabbed my neck. He pressed his face to mine.
Do you know how hard it was for me to find you, Emma?
I was so scared that I could only cover my mouth. So last night when I fainted, Van secretly put the wiretapper in my pocket and sat in the car watching every movement. I tried to squirm away from Van, but he held me close. He whispered in my ear.
I'll quickly help you return to your original face.
No! No! Levy got up, punched Van, and grabbed me. But he was quickly overpowered and beaten by 2 bodyguards. Scared, I knelt at Van's feet. Don't! Please, don't hurt him. I'll follow you back. Van dragged me away. 2 bodyguards held Levy. I got pushed into the traumatic room. While Van was outside talking to the bodyguard, I secretly put the phone in recording mode behind a flower pot on the nightstand. As I turned around, I saw Van enter. Van's eyes were red from anger. He rushed over and grabbed my shoulder.
Did you and him do anything together?
I love him. A painful slap landed in my face, causing the corner of my mouth to bleed. Seeing my husband's cruel face, I became desperate. I knew waiting for me would be a heavy beating, and my nightmare started again. Once satisfied, Van left. I dragged my wounded body to remove the memory card from the phone, clutched in my hand, and burst into tears. The only person I could think of right now was Levy. I had to find a way to give it to Levy. The next day, I went to the kitchen to make a birthday cake to wish my good friend a happy birthday, and then sneak the card into it. Then I called my best friend, pretending to throw a birthday party for her. When I gave the cake to my friend, I whispered in her ear, "Take it to the beauty hospital. Give it to Dr. Levy." She smiled, nodded, and took the cake to leave. But the nanny stopped her. The nanny started rummaging through her bag and examined my friend's clothes. When she picked up the cake to search, I froze in fear. But fortunately, she didn't find anything and let my friend leave. When I was giving Venn a massage at night, the doorbell rang. Venn gestured for me to open the door. As soon as the door opened, 2 policemen and Levy entered. Levy looked at me and nodded. Venn immediately stood up.
What's the problem? I received a complaint accusing you of domestic violence. Please cooperate with the investigation. There must be a mistake. My wife and I are very happy. Mistake? So what is this?
Levy immediately showed the video of me being abused in front of Venn. Venn got angry, waved his hand and slapped me.
You woman! How dare you betray me!
The police quickly controlled Vann's frantic actions. They took him away. Levy rushed over to help me. I burst into tears in his arms.
I don't care if you're Ellie or Emma. The time we've been together has made me fall in love with you. Seeing you being abused, I was so angry. I even wanted to kill him. I'm sorry that I'm late.
Levy, thank you.
Emma, when he took you away, I discovered how much I love you. And I love you not because of Ellie's face, but because of your cheerful and innocent smile.
Levy contacted a friend who worked at the publisher and released a video of me being abused. Pictures of Venn and my wounds spread in newspapers and websites, creating a wave of public outrage. There were even manifestations wishing Venn to go to prison right under the company's gate. I unilaterally filed for divorce in court and was quickly approved. Levy went to the police station and made a death certificate for Ellie. Venn was convicted. He must pay for all his crimes. After all this mess, I decided to travel. The first place I went to was Disneyland. All the memories of Levy came flooding back, making me smile unconsciously. Out of nowhere, a Mickey Mouse came and took my hand, getting me to play with him. Mickey Mouse took off his hat. Amazingly, it was Levy. Why are you here?
Emma, I have to let go of the past. I accepted that my wife had betrayed me. I hope you can forget the painful days too. Would you walk with me on the future journey ahead?
I smiled happily, bowed, and kissed him as my answer.